You are not here by accident. You have a huge desire in your heart to become the best version of yourself, and you know it. You have been sensing it for some time now, and it's time to make it happen, my friend. Welcome to your Encouraging Friend podcast. I am your host, Marilyn Serrano. Allow me to be your friend and encourage you to become all that you can possibly be in your personal and professional life so that you can make a difference in your world. Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. It's so good to have you guys here. Now, today I want to share with you an experience I had back in the day that I hope encourages you today. It was January 1st, 2012, a brand new year, you guys. Now, I remember because I had just started working at a restaurant just a couple months prior, and I had to open the morning shift that day. Yes, that means I could not party hard that night. Not only that, but something really interesting happened on that specific morning. Back then, I didn't have a car, so my mom would pick me up and drop me off every single day to work. My mom did a whole lot of driving back in those days. I'm talking about rain or shine, blizzards and whatnot. She would put in like 4 hours a day driving. It was crazy. But my mom, I'm so grateful for my mom. She's the best. I love her for that. So as she is driving, we are approaching a toll. Back then, the tolls would accept change. So we are waiting in line to pay. Now, there is a gray car in front of us at the time. And so the driver stops and we see him get out of the car. I'm thinking, oh gosh, what's going on? Why is this guy getting out? So he begins to power walk towards us. Now I'm really getting nervous. He knocks on my window and I roll it down. I'm sorry, do you have some change I can have, please? I don't have anything in my car, he says. My mom and I immediately say, oh, yes, sure. And I start looking for some extra coins. I finally gather the change and I hand it over to him. Thanks a lot, he says with a big smile on his face as he walks away. Now, I did not expect what would happen next. We continue on our way about a few miles later and we are approaching another toll and there is a blue car right in front of us. So the person pays and drives off. And now it's our turn. My mom moves forward and rolls down the window. She puts out her hand and the nice lady at the booth says, oh, you're good, sweetheart. The man in front of you just paid for you. He said, Happy New Year. My mom and I turn to each other for a quick second and we both turn around to see if we can see the car, but he is so far away. I know what you're thinking. What are the odds of something like this happening, right? I know it's crazy. Thank you so much, she says to the lady at the booth, and she drives off. How cool was that? I say to her in Spanish. Who was in front of us? Why did he pay for us? All I remember thinking is, that was very nice of that man. But who was he? Why? As I like to say, these are the mysteries of the world. I will always remember that winter morning on New Year's Day of 2012. It was such a cool experience. That little simple gesture really made our day. You see, I strongly believe that everything you put out comes back to you, multiplied, whether good or bad. It may not appear right away. Sometimes it takes time, but it will come back. Now, I have to admit, I didn't always think this way, and I'm not very proud of this. In fact, it's embarrassing, and I was even thinking of not sharing it with you because I don't know, it was just not a really good mindset that I used to have. But I want you to know that I've made plenty of mistakes in my past before and I'm not perfect. I used to think, well, what's in it for me, right? Not all the time, but occasionally. I realized that being that way was not serving me and it would actually make me very unhappy. which is why I want to encourage you today to plant good seeds. Keep, that difference maker chain growing, or better yet, start the chain. As soon as an opportunity shows up in your life to make a difference, take it. Act upon it. Don't overanalyze it. Don't overthink it. Just do it. But do it because it comes from your heart, not because you want something in return. You see, this will create a ripple effect that maybe you're not going to know about, but trust me, it is happening. I think sometimes we sit there and start, doing our calculations, searching our memory vault, or thinking of what we will benefit from it. But let me tell you something, my friends. I learned the hard way that keeping score, trying to get even, and holding grudges will not only make you miserable, but it will also not give you a life of fulfillment. Plant good seeds in your life wherever you go. Be intentional and be alert. I can promise you, the second you give something away genuinely, you will feel a huge sense of wealth within you. You will feel richer just by acting upon that small gesture. You will feel you are on top of the world. You don't have to show anyone. You don't have to announce it on social media. Just do it and keep it to yourself. Start the chain. You never know whose life you will change. Hey guys, thanks so much for being with me here today. I hope to see you next week for another episode of Your Encouraging Friend podcast. Please be sure to follow the show and share this message with a friend so they can be encouraged too.